Hello, disc golf enthusiasts, and welcome to this month's issue of the Chains and Things podcast. This is the January 2026 issue, and today we are diving deep into the psychology of shot selection.
That's right, Lindsay. This is a huge topic, and it's designed for players, coaches, and even sports psychologists working with disc golfers. All of today's content is researched and compiled by Dr. Matthew Lewis, so you know we've got some great evidence-backed insights for you.
Absolutely. So, shot selection in disc golf is where technical skill, course awareness, and decision-making all meet. On every tee and in every lie, players are deciding not only what line to throw, but how much risk they're willing to accept for the potential reward.
Intense, Lindsay. The research suggests that good shot selection isn't about being aggressive or conservative in a fixed way. It's more about matching the throw to the player's actual skill, the course demands, and the specific situation.
Exactly. And for players, the main lesson here is that the best decisions usually come from narrowing that gap between what looks possible and what is most repeatable. That means choosing the disc and line that most reliably gives you a good next lie, not just the one that looks impressive or gets you the most distance.
That's Disc Golf 101, isn't it? Play the shot you throw best, think ahead, and avoid those hard shots unless the reward clearly justifies the risk.
Right. Now, for the coaches and mental performance practitioners out there, the key mechanisms are judgment under certainty, self-control, and confidence calibration. Players are constantly assessing wind, lie, ceiling, skip potential,
While also managing their own ego and impatience. That makes shot selection both a tactical and psychological skill.
One pattern that really stands out is that better shot selection is usually simpler than we expect. The more a player bases decisions around controllability, disc speed, and landing zones, the less likely they are to force those low-percentage hero shots.
And it's situational, not universal. A line that's perfect in calm conditions might be a terrible choice in wind or tight woods. So the mental task isn't just throw better, it's choose better.
So, to back this up, Dr. Lewis summarized 6 different studies. The first is from the world of golf, and the major takeaway is that good shot selection is not reckless aggression. It's choosing the shot that gives the best balance of reward, control, and realism for the player in that moment. It's a learned performance skill, not just a personality trait.
If you like this content, please like and subscribe. This is very experimental. Good night.
A learned skill. I like that. The second study is from basketball, titled Shaq is Not Alone. The key point here is that pressure decisions change when the stakes rise. Players become more vulnerable to errors when the moment feels bigger than the process. This reinforces the need for disciplined decision-making under pressure, like when you feel forced to attack a gap or save par.
That's a crucial distinction. In disc golf, this translates to knowing when to lay up versus when to run a long putt, or choosing a fairway driver for placement over a distance driver for a few extra feet that might bring OB into play. It's about playing the percentages, not just the highlights.
That makes perfect sense. Study 3 is also from basketball, and it found that when athletes have more control over practice and a more external focus, their performance improves. So for disc golf, this supports letting players rehearse realistic shot choices and then commit to them fully, trusting their preferred solutions instead of overmanaging their mechanics.
Trusting the process. I see a theme here. The fourth study dives into how anxiety affects visual attention. When pressure rises, our attention can get narrower or disrupted. This can hurt decision-making just as much as execution. In disc golf, that's when we start focusing on the trees and OB lines instead of the landing zone.
The dreaded tunnel vision. The fifth study looks at social stress and found it affects both confidence and execution. Under stress, athletes might become more cautious or more erratic. That makes shot selection a stress management problem, not just a strategy problem.
Right. And finally, the sixth study looked at mindfulness. The takeaway, players who stay present make cleaner choices. Mindfulness helps reduce overthinking and supports more deliberate shot selection. In disc golf, that can mean fewer forced throws and more disciplined course management.
So true. Dr. Lewis also added some fantastic notes from his experience in the field. Bruce, what did he have to say?
He says the biggest shot selection errors usually happen before the disc ever leaves a hand. Players often know the safe play, but they get pulled toward the line that looks cooler, longer, or more impressive.
That urge to make up strokes, I've seen that.
Exactly. He says players don't struggle with knowledge, they struggle with commitment. They can describe the correct play after the round, but in the moment, they second-guess themselves. In his words, in disc golf, ego can be a louder voice than strategy.
That's powerful. He also says that underneath that pattern, he sees uncertainty, impatience, and inconsistent trust. Some players haven't built a clear hierarchy of which shots they truly own under pressure. That's why shot selection has to be trained as both a thinking skill and a discipline skill.
So what can we do about it? Dr. Lewis offers a few performance-enhancing interventions.
Yes, and the first priority is to help players define their highest percentage options before they even step onto the tee. Each player should know which shots are their moneymakers, which are situational, and which are low probability escapes. This creates a clearer decision tree for fast judgment on the course.
A strong next step is to build a simple course management framework around lie, wind, risk, and score context. Players should learn to ask whether the throw improves the next shot or merely looks aggressive. Smart shot selection often means choosing the line that leaves the fewest problems behind.
And practically, we can use practice rounds to rehearse decision-making. Before each throw, have the player name the safest good outcome and explain why that shot fits the hole. Over time, this builds a habit of committing to the right choice without overthinking.
I love that. He also encourages one short post-round review focused only on decisions. Ask which throws matched the plan, which were ego-driven, and which ignored the conditions. That kind of reflection turns shot selection into a repeatable skill.
Incredible insights. The final word from Dr. Lewis is, in disc golf, we do not guess at the mental game, we build it on purpose. That reflection is so key. Dr. Lewis also mentions the importance of what he calls shot accountability partners. This is where you and a practice partner agree to call out each other's questionable shot selections in real time, not in a critical way, but as a learning opportunity. It forces you to justify your choice out loud, which can instantly reveal if it's based on ego instead of strategy.
A perfect summary. Train your decision-making just as deliberately as you train your form and putting. That's all the time we have for this issue. Thanks for tuning in to Chains and Things. Another technique Dr. Lewis recommends is visualization, but with a twist. Instead of just visualizing the perfect shot, he suggests players visualize the entire decision-making process. Picture the lie, feel the wind, consider the options, and then mentally commit to the smart shot. This rehearses the mental routine, making it more automatic under pressure.
We'll see you next month. If you like this content, please like and subscribe to the channel, and you can also visit us at Substack. The QR code is provided.